What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Paradise Valley. This is episode number 14, and in today's episode, we're going to be working on this area around the MGM Grand. It's not any big casinos or hotels. There's a couple of smaller towers. There's the Polo Tower, and I think a Marriott Tower in this area. On the north side that you see on the screen right now is going to be the Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino, but we're so far from that right now. Also, you see this monorail coming through the area. That's the monorail that I connected to the Excalibur Casino. Onto the left side, we'll be working on the signature towers, and you can see those in the background there. Right there in the background, I'm using a Dubai building from the workshop, and I eventually replaced that with my own signature tower that I created. And obviously, when I first set about doing this project, I hadn't intended to create the signature tower, but just as I got closer, I got more intrigued by doing it, and so I was able to put together the tower in a few short minutes. Well, not minutes, but a few short minutes in comparison to how long asset creations usually take. Also in the area is a couple of small hotels, and I use a Spring Hill Suites Hotel and a Hampton Inn by Kano to replicate some of those smaller hotels. There's a lot of parking lots in the area, and when I first started this project, I think parking lot roads had just came out. So I was definitely able to take advantage of those and really fill up a whole lot of space. There's still some effort required as far as making sure that you have an appropriate amount of parking spaces and placing decals. I haven't downloaded the more used version or the more grungy version yet, so I definitely should check those out to save on the amount of time and the amount of props I'm using to place decals on the roads. So I'll put up a couple of images from Google Maps just so you can see or get a feel for what this area looks like in Las Vegas. It's definitely not a high class area, and I think some of the area serves as kind of a back lot or industrial area to the MGM Grand, which is obviously a huge resort. I think in the time lapse, you'll see the signature towers, and that's almost, I'd probably say about 90% finished at this point. And the signature towers will be the main focus of the next episode. I'm gonna try to go into more detail around those towers, as well as creating a plaza in the back of the hotels. I'm not sure if working on these 3 buildings is going to be enough to fill out an entire episode on its own, but I'm also going to be working on the spa area for the MGM Grand, and serves as the main area or main spa for the signature towers and the MGM Grand. So depending on how long that episode is and the focus of that episode, I may include some other footage that I've been working on throughout the series. During the first opening shots, you saw these 2 front buildings with the Hard Rock Cafe logo and the Coca-Cola Hotel, and you'll see me placing signs on some of the buildings. The building with the Rouse sign and the Hard Rock are made by Boldly Building. I had originally planned to do a lot more. I still kind of want to do a lot more to this building as far as creating some more props to make the office building feel more mall-like. The building with the Coca-Cola sign is the Showcase Mall or Showplace Mall, and that's a custom asset as well. Eventually I want to go back and finish that 100%, but right now it's just not really that important for the overall build. The building that you'll see in the screenshots or the cinematics and is by no means the finished version. You might notice as well some of the color changing. This is the first time that I'm using the relight mod, and I originally hadn't planned on using it or anything. I just don't feel like I need that many options when it comes to color corrections or things like that. And at times I can really just become distracted and overwhelmed by so many options. It's definitely not a mod that I had planned on using, but I did download it when I subscribed to the Sinu collection. I really wanted to be able to check out Sinu and Strict Toaster's city or islands. That was my first time downloading a real detailed save game like that. And using some of the mods and collections from Sinu, I was able to kind of play around with some of the options, and I wanted to try some of those in Paradise Valley. So the whatever LUT or color corrections and settings I'm using right now, honestly, they really look a little bit dull. Overall, things look more realistic on screen, but for the more vibrant, colorful look that I prefer in a Las Vegas recreation, I probably would prefer the colors to be a little bit brighter or stronger. So eventually I kind of switched back to a brighter setting. In the time lapse, you can see I'm just using some of the parking lot roads, and I think this is my first time really trying out these parking lots. Well, not trying them out, but actually trying to use them in a build. They're really easy to pick up and to use, but once you want to go into more detail and kind of have a better look, there's a bit of a learning curve. Y'all excuse me if y'all hear a sonic ring in the background. That's my text message alert. I'm actually recording this on my birthday, so I'm getting a lot of text messages coming in. And so I'm really trying to speed through this commentary. Since the last episode I recorded, I have since hit 2,000 subscribers. It's just kind of crazy to think that over 2,000 people have been willing to put up with my commentary. So I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to everybody that has hit the subscribe button on my channel so far. And to those of you that haven't, I want y'all to go ahead and do that right now. If you missed the last episode, this week I released Ashley Home Store. At 2100, I'm going to be releasing At Home, which is a new, bigger version without the parking lot. I'm also working on a Crate and Barrel, a Pottery Barn, and Pier 1, and a new IKEA. So if you actually play the game, then go ahead and subscribe so that you can have these new furniture stores in your own cities. So right here I'm placing these different motel buildings by Kano. These are really, really good assets. I think this is a Hampton Inn, and I'm not really sure what this other motel is. Just looking at the screen, I think Days Inn, I can see the logo on it. But yeah, definitely check him out on the workshop. He's got a lot of these really good motels and roadside buildings. Since these were some of his earlier buildings, the textures are kind of flat, but he just recently released a new Hampton Inn, and the textures on that are really just amazing. You can tell the progress that he's made. So I'm definitely going to be trying to incorporate that somewhere off the strip. I started working on a very similar building myself. It was originally a Hampton Inn, and obviously the design of the model is real similar, but halfway through the modeling process I decided to rebrand it as a Comfort Inn, just because the Hampton Inn, using 3D textures or 3D lettering for that logo, is just going to take a ton of triangles, and so I rebranded it. However, I still hadn't been able to make significant progress with that asset. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to it anytime soon. I started reworking it probably a couple of months ago, and then just kind of halfway through reworking it, I got distracted and went on to something else. I'll put up a screenshot of that asset, and y'all can let me know what y'all think. Should I try to go ahead and make it workshop ready and get it uploaded pretty much as is? Which would basically be like uploading an asset that I made 8 months ago. Or should I continue to delay it and try to come up and release an asset that's more consistent with the assets that I'm putting out right now? But y'all just let me know what y'all think in the comment section. So after next episode that I'm working on these signature towers, and hopefully I'll be able to get those finished and upload it on the workshop, at least on the same day that I upload the video. So following that episode, there's a chance that I may do a couple of smaller projects that I'm working on around the strip. As far as the next casino and resort that I'm going to be working on, I think my top options at this point are the Luxor, City Center, the Palazzo, and putting some finishing touches or some more detail around the Venetian, which is all part of the same resort. And I forget what my other option is. I think the Tropicana. I guess it's not really much of an option if I can't even remember what it is. So I think those are my next top choices for the next casino. I hate to beat a dead horse, but y'all go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you're notified when I do upload the next episode. And go ahead and hit the like button on this episode. So do me a favor and y'all go ahead and take care of that. If you have any questions or feedback, go ahead and drop me a comment. Follow me on Twitter @KingLeno. Follow me on Facebook. Again, thank all of y'all for helping me get to 2,000 subs. I really appreciate it. And I'm really having a good time sharing some of my progress and some of my work and creations that I'm doing for this city. And hopefully, I will see everybody in the next episode.